Today, we'll discuss 10 stereotypes about Japan and Japanese people. The stereotype that all Japanese people are very thin and slender is widespread. I often hear this from acquaintances discussing diets, mentioning the prevalence of Japanese diet plans and the perceived slimness of Japanese women. While many Japanese people do appear slender, often due to a naturally thinner bone structure, there are significant regional differences. For instance, during my time living in Kyoto, I noticed a significant difference in body types compared to Tokyo. People in Tokyo tend to be larger and less slender than those in Kyoto. This difference is also noticeable in women. Significantly fewer women in Tokyo have noticeably bowed legs, a characteristic I frequently observed in Kyoto. My university in Kyoto had an 80% female student population, with a women's college nearby, providing ample opportunity to observe this physical trait. The prevalence of bowed legs and unusual gait in some Japanese women may be linked to Japan's historically insular nature as an island nation, resulting in limited genetic diversity and a higher incidence of certain genetic traits. This limited gene pool is also visible in the higher frequency of dental irregularities, such as crooked teeth, within the Japanese population. Additionally, Japan has a notably higher than average rate of individuals with intellectual disabilities, readily observable in daily life, often seen accompanied by their parents. I frequently witness groups of Japanese individuals, sometimes numbering 5 to 8 with Down syndrome, boarding designated buses daily, suggesting organized support systems. Tokyo's differing demographics likely stem from centuries of immigration from countries like China and Korea, leading to genetic mixing and a broader range of physical characteristics. I've even spoken with ethnic Japanese people who mentioned foreign ancestry. This pattern of greater diversity in capital cities is a global phenomenon. Another common stereotype centers around Japanese wives being the ideal partners, perfect homemakers as often depicted in Japanese dramas. While Japanese society remains quite conservative, with traditional gender roles assigning women to domestic duties like childcare, housekeeping, and cooking, while men are primarily focused on providing financially, societal shifts are emerging. However, the traditional perception remains influential, leading to a strong emphasis on homemaking skills among Japanese women. I first witnessed this dedication during a university party in Kyoto. Following the party, only the Japanese women proactively cleaned up, washing dishes and sweeping, highlighting their inherent domesticity even at a young age. In a video segment I produced investigating Japanese women's responses to infidelity, a surprising 80% indicated they would likely feign ignorance, despite internal distress, highlighting the cultural emphasis on maintaining social harmony. The stereotype that all Japanese people are fluent in kanji is also prevalent. While all Japanese people are exposed to kanji, the level of proficiency varies widely. I've personally encountered Japanese individuals, even teachers, who struggle with writing specific kanji, sometimes omitting or miswriting them due to reduced handwriting practice in favor of computers and smartphones. Consistent practice is essential for kanji mastery, and decreased handwriting frequency contributes to diminished fluency. Another common misconception is that all Japanese people are short. While the average height is indeed relatively shorter than in many Western countries, Tokyo, in particular, boasts a noticeable number of taller Japanese men. A comparison with Koreans highlights this difference. Koreans, often taller and more robust, are subject to mandatory military service, a factor absent in Japan that could contribute to this difference. Finally, the stereotype that Japanese people avoid direct negativity is widely held. This stems from a cultural emphasis on avoiding direct confrontation to maintain social harmony. Instead of a direct no, phrases like so desu are often used, leaving room for interpretation and avoiding a potentially offensive outright refusal. This indirect communication style can lead to misunderstandings with foreigners accustomed to more direct communication. Japanese people are renowned for their work ethic, placing them among the world's top 3 economies. This dedication often involves long hours and frequent overtime, making it challenging for foreigners to cultivate close friendships due to the constantly packed schedules and numerous social obligations, such as Nomikai, which are considered mandatory. Even arranging casual meetings often requires extensive scheduling, with available time slots sometimes being weeks or even a month away.